one of those days. Turning up. I guarantee you this though. When you when you set your eyes on something, when there's something that you want to do, something that you know will benefit you, and you purpose within your heart to do it, trust and believe that the everything that will try and get in your way to stop you from doing that will try and get in your way to stop you from doing that. And at some point, it is up to you to decide that that's not gonna play. So yeah, um, one of those days, but we said we're gonna turn up. So here we are. I have a meeting in 19 minutes. 18 minutes a day is all I need to become better than 95% of the world. Um, so let's do that. Um, cool. So let's go back to our work. Where are we? Okay. Cool. So let me show that as well. So thus far, we're at step 11, and actually I found uh, that you can do something which I thought was quite cool. So if I go into the curriculum, you can actually see your progress. So I'm doing the JavaScript algorithms and data structures, and I can see that I have done so many steps, which is encouraging. Then you look and there's a whole 165 more. Well, it's one step each, isn't it? So I'm resuming and I'm going to get going. So give both your controls and stat elements a border of 1 pixel solid, a text color of that, and padding. Cool. Now I think this step has specifically done it like this because I can group them together. But then I also don't think I want to group them together because I might not always want to do the same thing with both of these elements. So I'm going to do them separately still. And I'm going to say hashtag controls kind of braces. And we're going to define a border. And we're going to do what we've been doing, which is lots of Googling. Because your boy CSS is not that great. Never has been, one day will be. Border attribute CSS. And we love, I mean, both of these have been good. I'm going to go to MDN. So I can define border solid. Okay, so it looks like I can define border sort of with different things. Okay. Okay, so it was solid and it was 1 pixel, was it? Yeah, so let's say controls, so border solid. And I think we can just do this again then. Border 1 pixel. Element a border of 1 pixel solid color. Oh, okay. So can I then, yes. Alright, so it looks like I can just sort of chain them together. It looks like it's happy with me to sort of change again. This is width and style, with style, color, and just style. Okay, so it looks like I can chain them together. In that case, let's see. So let's say, um, actually, let's do it the way that they've done it, because that might be a suggestion that they're intentionally making. Did I give? So I could have just copied that. We love copying and pasting here. Define the text color. Now, I'm not even sure if this is actually how to do it, but we will see. So let's go and then have a look if we can find anything for text color. So text, it's decoration color, which is interesting. Okay, now so that's this. So here I'm going to actually just Google it. So say change text color CSS, and see this is something many people have done. Yeah, okay, so I can just use color. Which I have done before, haven't I? I have actually done that. That's so silly. Okay, and I'm just going to copy that for padding. Make that 5 pixels as requested. So, if I understand correctly, it wants me to do this for both stats and controls. So I'm going to just do this for stats as well. And maybe that's right. Maybe. But only know if we check. Okay, so it does want me to chain them as such. It does want me to chain them as such. So let's then say, let's replace this with that. And get rid of this one. I see, I would have thought it wouldn't want me to do that, because this then is, I guess it's more efficient to do it the once if they're the same. And then if I want to do something specific, I might then be able to just call stats again or call controls again, and then apply specific styling to those. But yeah, cool. So yeah, learn something new. You can chain them, and it did suggest it in this way because it wanted us to chain them, and that's actually something I'm going to learn for later as well. Cool. Let's go on to the next challenge. Give your monster stats element the same border and padding as the sets, and set its color and give it a background. Cool. So I'm going to do some cheating here, because if it wants the same thing, so I can then just replace this. So I think the reason I think this is slightly better than just sort of copy and paste instructions is because it's still forcing you to think. Like, I'm still having to think through what I'm doing. Answers haven't been given per se. And then as much as I'm copying and pasting names and stuff, that ends up just being safer than having to type it up and sort of make errors in your typing. So I think this is still fine. Not fine. I actually think this is really good. I'm learning quite a lot. Anyway, same border and padding as stats, but the color is that. And I have a feeling I've done background before. Yeah, so I'm gonna go background color. And change that to that. And hope for the best. Cool. Okay. So now we've got a display property. Now this is one I've genuinely not seen before. So let's see what it's saying. CSS display property. So this is probably something, yeah. This is probably something I think you can then use JavaScript to sort of dynamically change as you're going, so that I can then at this point say to not display it, and then later on, if there's some action or something that I'm listening to with JavaScript, I can then use JavaScript to then say, well, change that to now display. So that's the syntax, display, and then the value, the semicolon. I think I'm just going to say, so let's see. I'm going to say none now to completely remove it, because I think that's what it wants me to do. So I'm going to say, and I'm only putting that there because they gave me the space for it, so I believe they're suggesting I do that, none, and that's the syntax. And let's test that code. And it looks like we're winning. I really would, I should donate, I will donate. I'm gonna make, if I get bonus this year, I'll donate. Next, give your stat elements a padding of 10. So, remember that these refer to IDs, and the dots, did I say it was dots? Maybe I didn't say it was dots. But the dots then refer to classes. So you see these are classes, and this is then saying to apply a certain style to the class. Now I think I can just do with the same sort of format, dot stat, to say everything that's a class of stats, apply a padding, right, of 10 pixels. Yeah, so I think I can just do that actually. Behold, I can. And that's the other thing. I mean, some of these steps are like one lines of code, so that there's 176 of them, and as much as it looks intimidating, actually shouldn't be, because you'll just be breezing through them. Breezing through them might be a bit rich, considering I'm starting the very first of these. Probably might not be as breezy as we go along, but you know, if you're thinking 176 lines as opposed to 176 sort of tests, then it's actually a bit more manageable. And it's not lines per se, but I guess what I'm saying is not to be overwhelmed by what appears to be a significant number of steps. It's just it's relatively, manageable, as it were. Anyway, I've got 5 minutes left. Finally, you will need to add some styles for your buttons. Cursor property too. Okay, we just jumped into like level 200. Well, I know that they want us to do something with the buttons. So I'm going to check what we did for our buttons. Our buttons have IDs, but I want to do everything. But then buttons are also elements. So maybe I can just do something with the button element. Yes, I can. I can probably just do something with the button element. Because I would want all buttons on here to be the same. And if I remember correctly, I can just call an element like the body and apply something to it. So I'm going to just call the button. And apply to it a style. So let's go and see cursor. Okay, so cursor CSS. It was there, just not nice. Okay, so I'm guessing what this does is then change the behavior, the appearance of the cursor when it's on the button, which is quite cool. Didn't know I could do that. Cool. Okay. But what does this mean? Okay, so what does it want me to do? I want to change it to pointer. No, I think plate div cursor pointer. Okay, so that's the that's the code for it. Cursor pointer. Cool. That plate button's quite cool because it shows you the what you're trying to find in action. And I should have copied and pasted it, but alas, it's cool. So let's just cursor pointer, I believe. Yeah, cursor pointer. Cool. Color to that. Background color to that. And these values are like, I guess, I think they're hex values. I'm not entirely sure, but they are useful to like really dial in the color you want. And I think in like a program like VS Code, you can then actually like click in here and get like, oh, there you go, you get like a color wheel. And then change the color itself, which is not necessary, but it's not necessary here because we've given me a color. But it's useful to know. So I can then set the background image to linear gradient. Let's give it a gradient, which is quite cool. Didn't know I could do that. Very cool. Ah, nice. Okay. That's really cool. I didn't realize I could do that. And the border to 3-point solid. So again, it's doing that thing of putting a lot of definitions for border in the same place. I'm gonna just pass this and then I'm gonna head out. That will be me for today, unfortunately. I mean that. Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Looks good. It looks good. Cool. We passed. I'm gonna call that. I'm gonna call that there. Let's see. No. Super quick one today. How long have I been here? Just about 20 minutes. Consistency is key. Some days will be better than others. But if you keep going, and that's what this Four Eyes is about. four eyes is a play on the idea of four letter eyes, and the four letter eyes represents inconsistency, inevitably invalidates intensity. And it's this idea that no matter how hard you go, at a particular point in time, especially, New Year's, we're starting stuff, you go super hard, you go super intense. If you aren't consistent, that intensity is invalidated by your inconsistency and you don't see the progress. But consistency is key. So, we showed up, turned up. Thank you for watching if you do, whenever you do. And yeah, see you in the next one. Peace. I feel like this is like an anchor moment, but an encore moment. But yeah, as opposed to ending the stream, I just left the studio. So yeah, there you go. Peace.